Hey, what's up guys? It's Dan here from Crying Noir. We are on week 5 of the devlog now. And I've got to be brutally honest, this has been a fucking awful week. Oh. I have spent all week trying to get a lighting system working, and it's fucking not working. The problems are numerous, but the big problem is the fact that there's a huge amount of this game that is solely dependent on this lighting mechanic working. I have to have it. It has to work. If it doesn't work, if I can't get the light system work, the game mechanics won't work. So that kind of basically renders the whole thing kind of mute. So the lighting system I want to use is by a guy called Shiny Hippo. The lighting system I want to use is by a guy called Shiny Hoppips, I believe it is. There'll be a link in the description below. And this lighting system is fucking amazing, really, really good. It gives loads of atmosphere and loads of shadows and all sorts. And like I said, this is a really crucial part of this game. I don't want to tell you why it's so crucial, purely and simply because I don't. It's very important that this works. If this doesn't work, the game doesn't work. I tried getting that to import and it wouldn't work. I mean, it's free to use, it just wouldn't work. I couldn't get it in. I downloaded it and it will launch in a separate instance of GameMaker on its own, and it will do what it does on the demo. That's fine. As soon as you start copying all them scripts and all that kind of stuff into my project, I get a fuck ton of errors and it just won't do anything. So I'm not rightly sure what's wrong with that. So I spent 1.5, 2 nights working on that. No joy, couldn't get that working. So I started looking for some different lighting effects to see if I could then cobble one together and write one myself. I came across GM Wolf had done a really good subtractive lighting, which is where you put a shader across the whole screen in black and then put a subtractive sprite on it, which then creates like a hole in that so you can see. So I did his basic tutorial and got that one working okay. The only major sticking point with that one was the fact that he did his purely and simply in just one room that doesn't move with a fixed camera, whereas I have like a moving scrolling camera that's run across the room. So I had to do some tweaking and some playing around with it so that it wouldn't basically fuck up. So it ended up looking like this, which is where you move, and when your camera gets to a certain point, your light source just carries on off into the wilderness, which is not ideal. But I managed to fix that. That wasn't too much of a fudge, but I managed to get that fixed. And it ended up just kind of looking like this, with like a very hard thing, so hard edge to the light. So I was going to do that, and then I thought if I can then mix that with another tutorial I've seen by a guy called Concept Boy. Now this guy is really fucking good. This guy really knows what he's doing. And he'd done some really cool lighting effects. And he'd basically set his up so it does like ray tracing effectively, and then works that way and creates shadow. So I kind of thought if I can have the subtractive on there and then get the ray tracing thing to use the same sprite in the same instance, then get the shadows to, rather than be kind of like muted shadows, get the shadows to just be pure black, then that would give a very similar effect to the initial one that I wanted to use. But yeah, couldn't get that working either. I don't really know. I just don't know. From talking to everyone on different forums and places like that, they've all said that lighting is ridiculously hard. It's one of the hardest things to do in GameMaker. So that's always good to know that I'm trying to do one of the hardest things you can do in GameMaker for my first game. It's a smart move, very smart move. I've even got a mate of mine called Josh out in the United States of America land, having a look at it as well. He's a guy that I've sort of met through YouTube, and we just sort of bounce ideas back and forth. I haven't spoken to him in a while because he's just had a kiddie wink, so consequently he's sort of dealing with that. So congratulations again. So he's sort of having a quick look at it as well, but obviously he's got his own projects he's trying to work on as well, and so far I've offered him zero help on those on accounts he's better than I am. So it just doesn't it's quite hard to help someone when they're better than you, and you just go, have you tried that? And they're like, yes, that doesn't work, idiot. After failing on the importing the first engine that I'd seen on YouTube, and then trying to kludge together 2 engines, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet. I'll go onto the App Store and I will just buy a GameMaker lighting engine. and I found a really cool looking one called Glare. It looks fucking amazing. Looks really good. And it was only like $9. Oh no, $10 is what it was. So I thought, oh, fuck it, for $10, if it saves me all this fucking hassle, wicked. So I stuck $10 in their bank account and, you know, got the download link. Downloaded it, and it's given me I don't even know what kind of file it is. It's a GMEZ, a GMEZ. GameMaker has no fucking idea what it is whatsoever. It won't just, I can't just import it, won't do that. It's just, I mean, I don't know. I can't open it. I've tried to open it in Komodo and nothing happens there. And I don't fucking know. They do have loads of documentation, or not loads, they have some documentation on how to kind of implement it when it's in engine, but no documentation about how to actually get GameMaker to recognize it, because GameMaker has uses GMZ and other files, you know, that it recognizes, but has no idea what this is. I kind of thought it would come as just a shit ton of scripts, you know, like almost like kind of just text documents, and they would just say, right, create a script with this, create a script using that, create a script with this, and then Bob your uncle. But no, it doesn't. It's just this one-page doc. So I've got to try and work on that some more as well and try and get that going. So yeah, for the next week, I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to bash my head against this wall for another week, and try and get the lighting to work over the next week. If I can't do it in the next week, because this will be like my last week before I have my sort of week's break to make a new proper video again, like the Amiga one that I did before, I'll be making another one of those for, over that week. So I've basically got next week and then I'm back on break. So that would mean, yeah, that would mean that this whole period I've not done a huge amount. I've not actually made a right lot in forward progress despite the amount of effort I put in. I can't remember what I did last week. I did something last week. Oh, that was it. I put a sprite on the enemy and got it to chase you and move around and stuff. And then I've done this week. I've got very little to show. And then again, if I haven't got it going by the end of next week, then that's bad news. It's bad times. So yeah, I don't really know. I have come up with a contingency plan how I can save it, but just not use the lighting system, and it won't be a completely different game, but it will be significantly different. And if that happens, if I don't get it sorted by the end of this next week, I will tell you what the grand vision is for what it was supposed to be, and then what I'm going to do going forwards. Hopefully it won't come to that, and I'll just be able to get the lighting mechanic working, and then everything will be good, and it'll be plain sailing from here. I was talking to Josh about what other things I have to do. Once I've got this lighting system fixed, all I need to do then is come up with just a couple of scripts to sort out some switches, and that's about it really. Then I've got all of the actual mechanics in place, short of like, you know, picking stuff up, picking ammunition up, picking that. Most of that's all very straightforward. So that would mean basically, if I get this lighting in place, then a couple of weeks worth of work doing sort of switches and other things like that, and then after that it's just content away. It's just, you know, designing weapons, playing with weapons, you know, getting stuff like that, designing some more enemies, getting them going. There's no major bugbears, there's no major problems then after that, there's no major fundamentals that need fixing. Everything after that is just time and work and playing and getting it all good to go. So if I can get this lighting system going, then I'll be happy days. Otherwise, yeah, changing direction, so I don't know. The obligatory change in direction. Fucking hell. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I will see you on Wednesday for another general jibber jabber video. I will also possibly uploading some more let's plays here and there. I've got a lot of art videos as well from all the sprites I've been doing as well, so I need to get them compressed and get them set up and put up on YouTube. That won't take long. So yeah, so it'll be another devlog next Sunday. Next Wednesday for definite will be just a general chat video, and then during the week hopefully I'll try and get up some more artwork videos, just general content, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it easy. I will see you very soon. I don't know what this is. What is this? Signing out. See you later. Bye.